Hey, it's Clay. Welcome to another video. This is going to be a tip for beginner level Valorant players to try to get you to the next level. We're going to talk about clearing angles. This is something that you need to be getting in the habit and the discipline of doing. And it's a pretty simple concept. But basically in Valorant, because the map is so small and straightforward, there's not a lot of, it's not an open world map like a larger game like PUBG or something like that. I mean, it's a smaller map. And you have set attackers and defenders. You can start to predict that people are going to be in certain places. And so you need to be anticipating where these people are going to be. And then the second concept is that your life is very valuable. There's no immediate respawn. When you die, you're out for that round. So your life is critical. So because of those two things, you need to basically be moving around the map and giving yourself the very best possible opportunity that you can win every gunfight that you get into. And so part of that means that you're never getting shot in the back or in the sides. So how do we actually go about doing that? Well, let's say I'm going to use this approach here. Let's say I'm attacking and I'm going to try to get over here onto C and plant the bomb. Well, I think with some amount of certainty, let's say at the beginning of a round, you can be pretty certain that there's going to be some defender or defenders on this C bomb site. So how do you clear these angles? Well, concept number one is you always want to be exposing yourself to only one angle at a time. And by that I mean, so if I just do this, you know, there could be a person here, here, probably here, or even maybe kind of in this area, depending on the character. So by just coming around this corner and jumping out like this, I am exposing myself to close behind that box, maybe even up on this box, back behind this box, back here. You're exposing yourself to basically 4 or 5 different possible locations where someone could be. And that's really not an acceptable way to be trying to clear these angles. You don't want to be doing that. So how do we simplify it? Well, a lot of it comes down to your movement, and it comes down to simple little movements where you're only exposing yourself and you're checking one angle at a time. And you're kind of systematically thinking in your head, where could everybody be, right? So here on this C site, right, you could have somebody here, somebody up on top of this box, back here, kind of in this area. So those are kind of your main areas of concern. Let's check them off one at a time. The first one, when I come around this corner, is probably going to be right here. So, you know, I'm kind of doing, and actually even before I get to that, I was wrong. The first one is probably really here. So, right, so I'm doing this peek, just peeking out real slightly. And I'm ready to get into a fight. My crosshair placement is good. And I'm kind of simultaneously checking both here, this short A, but also up on this box. And then also back behind. But you want to try to do your best to limit it to this one so you can then do this one second. So maybe your first peek goes here. Second peek goes here. Now, I have not, by doing this, I can be somewhat certain that, okay, so far so good. So now I'm next probably worried about this spot, right? So now that was too wide, right? Peeking out like this means I'm exposing to this and this. When really I just want to be doing this, and then I can finally do this. Okay, so you're just trying to systematically cut through all the places one at a time, right? And so now, as I come through here, I need to check this, and then swing back, right? So you really do need to be, you never want to just run like this. Unless you have pretty much 100% map knowledge or certainty that there's no one here. But then as I come by up to this spot here, now, you know, again, you can just run out into the bomb site and try to plant this sucker. But, you know, what happens if, you know, you really need to be doing a better job of checking these guys one at a time. So check this angle, and then check this angle, and then check this angle, right? So you're like I said, it's trying to systematically work through the map, thinking through where are all the spots that my opponents could be. And I'm going to clear them out one at a time. I'm going to try to work my way through. So let's take this same concept and let's try to apply it to A. Let's say I'm going to go through long A. You know, if I'm coming down this path, where are all the possibilities? Well, as I first peek around, you could probably go here. Second one would probably be up to heaven, or maybe right here, and then this way. So I'm just kind of slowly working my way around all the possibilities where opponents could be. and not skipping anything, you know, even before we get here, we want to make sure there's nobody down here. And then right now I'm ready to peek out. Somebody right here, somebody right here. You know, just again, systematically, now I feel like I can push up. So now, what am I going to do? Well, first of all, I'm going to stay wide. Second, I'm going to check this angle first. Okay, so far so good. So now, as I continue to swing around, I'm probably going to check heaven next. And, you know, also kind of check in behind this box shortly after that. And then this close angle, right? So it's even that, right? You can check heaven like this without exposing yourself to someone right here. So it comes down to kind of fractions of angles, very micro positional movements, but that's critical, right? If you can clear that there's nobody up there, I'm safe before you go on here, it's so much harder to do one swing where you check here. That is so much more difficult to do than if you just do it one at a time, right? So I'm ready. I'm ready to peek out and dome this guy. And then, okay, now I'm ready to, you know, so in reality, it looks like kind of like that. And then, so now as I come up on the site, again, you don't want to just run out and put this thing down, you know, unless you have full map knowledge. You want to be checking this deep corner. Okay, so far so good. You know, so even that was a bad peek because I really should be checking this first, and I should be checking this second. You know, again, just trying to systematically check every possibility place off one at a time so that as you move about the map, you have a lot of certainty and security that if an opponent is going to be in a spot, you have checked it. Now, this is, as I close these thoughts, I do want to say this is subject to game state and game time. You know, this concept, as the round changes and as people have moved throughout the map and maybe you get callouts from enemies, or you can use that information to make educated decisions. Maybe you don't have to check every corner because you know there's nobody there. So use that information. But in general, you want to be thorough and detailed about checking and clearing every corner that you can so that you don't get surprised. Hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.